The Unicorn Glock, the only allowed airsoft Glock in the United States. It's a nice gun, but it does get kind of plain Jane after a while. So how do we turn something plain Jane like this and turn it into something like that? What's going on, Mayo Gang? It's Boaz here, and today I want to talk about the Unicorn Glock Gen 5 platform as a whole. So right in front of me here is going to be the Glock 19 Gen 5, and on the top, my personal favorite, the Glock 17 Gen 5. Now, if you guys don't know, Umerix holds the official license for all Airsoft Glock products, which means that only Umerix Glocks are allowed to be sold in the US. Some of the biggest issues with the Umerix Glock platform as a whole is that none of them are Tokyo Marui compatible, which means you can't just take a Tokyo Marui G series pistol part and drop it into the Umerix Glock without some serious modification. And on top of that, Umerix has made the Generation 3, Gen 4, and Gen 5 Glock platforms all slightly differently from each other because they're ergonomically, cosmetically, and functionally a little bit different than each other. And because of that, aftermarket companies will have to make a specific Glock part for a specific Glock generation, so it gets very expensive and confusing and messy for everybody. Enter Unicorn Airsoft. I love hearing that name. Only good things come from Unicorn Airsoft, and they have done it again. Now, not as cosmetically flashy, but extremely functional and innovative, especially to a new platform like the Glock Gen 5 by Umerix. They have released their new series of outer barrels, hop-up units, and inner barrel combos. So let's get into that. Now that we're in a more intimate setting, let's go ahead and take a deeper look at the Unicorn Airsoft outer barrels and hop-up units for the Glock Gen 5 platform. As you can see here with the outer barrels, it just has this really nice, superb gunmetal gray, dark gray anodized finish, and I think it really complements the blackness of the Glock. Wait, hold on. That kind of came out wrong, but you guys know what I'm saying. And as you can see, like, it just complements the look so well. It's like a nice subtle offset, and I'm pretty sure that Unicorn is going to be coming out with different colors of outer barrels. Probably a gold, most likely, because airsofters just love gold for some reason. But I'm pretty sure they'll probably release stuff in like Speed Softer Red or Speedy Boy Blue, gotta go fast, you know? And my personal hope, my personal dream is that Unicorn will eventually release a bronze outer barrel. I would be so excited for that. But if you look closely here at the outer barrel, there are no internal threads on these barrels. So no muzzle devices allowed. But don't worry, Unicorn still has you covered. Like I said, for all you hardcore tracer unit lovers out there, don't fret, Unicorn still has you covered. So over here on the Glock 17 Gen 5, I already went ahead and installed Unicorn's threaded version of their outer barrels onto the gun. And if you see right here, you have your standard 14mm counterclockwise threading, but this is not a thread adapter. In fact, this is all one piece of metal. The threads are integrated into the outer barrel, and I love that because when you use muzzle devices and stuff on your airsoft pistols, for me, it's very frustrating. It's this whole song and dance of like getting it to sit just tight enough, and then eventually, the recoil from the airsoft pistol will start to kick loose the thread adapter or the tracer unit. It's like this whole mess, and you have to use O-rings. None of that nonsense, all right? Unicorn Airsoft, they were so smart in their foresight. They just decided just to keep it all one piece of metal, and it is fantastic. Another huge thing about the Unicorn Glock Gen 5 outer barrels is that they are static outer barrels. If you notice, when I rack the slide back on the Unicorn Glock, there is a little bit of hang up from the hammer sear and stuff, but if you look closely, the barrel actually doesn't move at all when the slide moves back and forth. And if you notice on a lot of real Glocks or real handguns or a lot of airsoft handguns, is that when you rack the slide back and forth, the barrel will actually tilt up and down with the movement of the slide. Now, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you will see a dramatic increase in your accuracy, especially with your follow-up shots once you lock down that outer barrel. So we see that in a lot of modern airsoft handguns nowadays. Specifically, I like to point out things like the Terran Tactical Pit Viper from Jag Arms. They have phenomenal performance because the barrel stays exactly still, and a lot of high kappa and a lot of high-end pistol builders will tend to seek out barrels that are locked off, that don't move when the slide reciprocates back and forth because, again, increased accuracy. Now, the last couple things I want to point out are things that I find really innovative about the Unicorn outer barrel. I know I'm talking about an outer barrel, it's kind of boring, but stick with me because, again, small changes, big differences to the platform. So if you look here to the side of the outer barrel, you'll see that there's a small set screw. That set screw is designed so that when you slide in your hop-up unit and inner barrel, you tighten that down with a small Allen key, and it 100% guarantees that your barrel is locked off, completely static. The slide action of these outer barrels is really smooth, noticeably smoother than the stock Umarex Glock counterpart. And I think it's due to the fact that there's a little bit of a gap. Now, that is normal. That's actually by design. And there's a little bit of a small gap here at the top. And that is to prevent the slide from kind of overlapping with the outer barrel. So if you look here at the stock outer barrel of, let's say, like a Umarex Glock, there are a little bit of like cutouts or indents here. And that's because it's supposed to allow the slide to kind of pass over these parts of the outer barrel. And what you'll notice is that it does tend to catch or be a little bit more grimy or sticky. And so Unicorn went ahead and removed and shaved all of that away from you. So that way it'll be really smooth when you cycle the pistol. But let's go ahead and talk about where the magic happens. The hop-up unit and inner barrel combo. Yes, this is a combo. Unicorn will send this to you in one piece. So what you get out of the package is their legendary inner barrel. Again, like, what can I not say about the Unicorn inner barrels? I mean, for both AEGs and gas blowbacks, especially for the money that you're paying for these barrels, I mean, again, like, it's a no-brainer. But you get this included with the hop-up unit, which bonus. And you get their bucking. The buckings are phenomenal. We started switching over to Unicorn buckings like as soon as they came out, just because they're so high quality. If you look at the traditional Umarex hop-up unit for their Glocks, you'll see that you have to adjust the hop-up unit to this little wheel. In my personal experience, you kind of have to keep going back and adjusting this. It does kind of walk out on you a little bit, but with the Unicorn hop-up unit, this is what we will call a TDC, or a top-down center hop-up unit. And these kind of hop-up units will give you more consistent backspin and more consistent hop. And you adjust that by taking a small flathead and kind of adjusting the screw down here. And I think it's significantly better. I wouldn't say it's easier. I still think that the Umarex system is easier, but you will get more consistency and more performance out of this hop-up unit. But I'm going to go ahead and just reinstall this into the Glock 45 Gen 5. And you could still use the same existing guide rod and recoil spring. It's actually not a problem. So you can still just, put this in. And I know this is, like I said, this is a hop-up dial, but now it just doesn't do anything. So it's just sitting there, for functional reasons. And you need to use a small flathead screw right over here to adjust your hop-up. But yeah, it still fits all the stock components. I'm gonna go ahead and fit it back onto the slide. There you go, get a nice positive click. Yeah, it is so smooth. Yeah, actually, I kind of want to shoot this. Okay, we're out here at our testing range, and we have the Umarex Glock 45 completely bone stock. This has a stock outer barrel, inner barrel hop-up. You get it. Okay, loaded up here. Green gas 0.20 gram BBs actually. All right, it's gonna load this bad boy up. Over there we have, I guess you would say, like a zeroing target. It's just a standard, I guess, like paper target basically. We're just gonna get a quick grouping to see where our baseline is. I'm gonna take 10 shots, and after that, we're gonna cut the camera. I'm gonna swap over to the Unicorn barrel and hop-up setup right here, and then we're gonna get a fresh target and compare groupings and see how it goes. This might tremendously backfire on me due to my lack of shooting ability, but let's just try this. Okay, line it up. I believe the hop-up should be pretty much there. Oh wow, hey, that's pretty good. Oh, I love how snappy the stock Glock is, man. Okay, that was 10 shots. Yeah, mostly, wow. Like I said, like the performance is great out of the box. I mean, I'm trying to shoot for that small inner circle. That's like my target zone. And pretty much all of it was in that small little circle in the center of the target, except for the one flyer. Okay, so as you can see, Glock 45, now this has the new Unicorn outer barrel and hop-up unit combo by the lack of the orange tip and the slight gray coloration. I will say, one thing that I noticed actually about this is the seal. This thing, the nozzle seals so well to the hop-up. I mean, look at that. Look how far back the slide moved and the nozzle's still there. I mean, you're getting phenomenal gas efficiency probably. And I'm assuming a bit more muzzle velocity too. But same mag, like I said, 10 rounds. This is the same exact mag. We didn't fill it up or anything. Got the zeroing target. The hop up should be more or less there, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. Again, this might tremendously backfire. Oh yeah, I mean, like, definitely see the grouping is a lot tighter. I mean, I'm not shooting center of center, obviously, because I'm not the best shooter in the world, but pretty much everything is either at that little circle in the center or it's all within it. There's no real like flyers at all. And one thing I'll say is like the sound is noticeably different. If you just listen to the sound, like it's like higher pitch and it is smooth. It is a lot smoother. All right, we got the Glock 17 Gen 5 here with that tasty threaded unicorn barrel hop-up unit. You know the vibe. All right, allows me to attach my very tasty Lego block muzzle brake compensator. So delicious. But let's go ahead and see if I can run it through the target run and see if I could. Oh, hold on. There you go. Target run. Let's see how I do. Come on. Okay, all right, I will say I'm personally not the best shooter. Cisco and Kevin kind of have me beat. It's so much more linear, I guess you'll say. I don't feel the rattle in my hand when I shoot it. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, it's such a more elevated shooting experience. The closest thing I could say. And on top of that, you know, the BBs are definitely, even though it's a close range, it's definitely going where I want it to go. I just happen to not be the best shot. Yeah, I'm like spamming this thing. The mag's getting super cold now, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of addicting to shoot. So I'm gonna fill these mags up again and let's just some more target runs. Target run, fresh fill of BBs. However, we are leaving the same fill of gas. I'm just gonna do target run, like I said, with the Glock 45 this time. See how we do. Oh, I cheated. Come on. I think I was noticeably worse. I'm kind of embarrassing myself keep doing this target run. I will say, I think even the slide action's a little bit faster, honestly, than stock. I think the only limitation is just, you know, the cooldown effect from the green gas mag, but I think the slide cycle is actually a bit faster. Yeah, very interesting, but it definitely makes shooting the Elite Force Glock a much more pleasant experience. Coming back from the shooting test, I am not surprised at all to see how well the Unicorn parts fit and functioned with the Umarex Glocks. And honestly guys, the Umarex Glock out of the box, it performs really well. I mean, the range and accuracy is there, they're reasonably gas efficient, and they're snappy and loud. But I'm really stoked to see Unicorn trying to take the extra steps to squeeze as much performance out of the Umarex Glock platform to elevate the shooting experience for us, the players. And you might be saying, that's great and all, but at the end of the day, what's the bottom dollar? How much is all of this gonna cost me? Well, Unicorn does give you several options when it comes to purchasing their upgrade parts. So if you're just looking for the outer barrels, all the different styles and sizes of outer barrels will run you $53 at airsoftgi.com. If you just want the inner barrel and hop-up unit, it will retail for $58 at airsoftgi.com. But if you're looking for an all-in-one package and you want the outer barrel as well as the hop-up unit and inner barrel, Unicorn does sell it to you in an all-in-one package. So it will retail for $111 at airsoftgi.com, and please make sure to take advantage of our Wombo combo for the best savings in Airsoft. Thank you so much, Unicorn Airsoft, for finally releasing aftermarket parts for the Glock Gen 5. And come here real quick. I have like 4 things to say to you, okay? Number 1, new colors of outer barrels, please. Number 2, let's get some matching colors for the recoil rod, okay? Just saying. Number 3, let's get some different aftermarket triggers for the Glock Gen 5. Just saying. And finally, optics mount. Where's the optics mount? Please, somebody make an optics mount for the Glock Gen 5. I mean, that and like, you know, some upgraded iron sights. Like, please, somebody out the Unicorn, please please give that to us. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and taking a look at the new Unicorn upgrade parts for the Umarex Glock Gen 5 system. If you guys would like to support us directly, make sure to go ahead and check out the Umarex Glocks at Airsoft GI, as well as the new upgrade parts for them from Unicorn Airsoft at Airsoft GI. But if you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. This is Boaz. We'll see you next time, Mail Gang!